Good day to all of you, and God bless you too. My name is Dr. Alexbritish Tasie. I am a native of Ishoko Ancient Kingdom in Ikwerre land, River State of Nigeria, West Africa. I am an Ikwerre image maker, and I am also an Ikwerre historian who is sufficiently and vastly and deeply, profoundly informed about the background history of Ikwerre people. And I am popularly called Professor of Native Intelligence. What I have here to discuss is something that has to do with the people of Arochukwu in the world and how they are related to Ikwerre people. The Arochukwu people are in relation to Ikwerre people, especially in the historiography of Ikwerre land. Ikwerre people cannot discuss their history without the Aro factor. The historiography of Ikwerre land cannot be complete without the Aro factor. So what this episode has to offer is to explicitly discuss the relationship that Ikwerre people have with the Arochukwu people, commonly called the Aros. Arochukwu is a community or a kingdom that is found in the present-day Abia State. And Ikwerre is a kingdom that is found in the present-day River State. In fact, Arochukwu people and Ikwerre people are not close neighbors. They are not neighbors in any way. Arochukwu is very far from Ikwerre land. When you want to undertake a journey from Ikwerre to Arochukwu, it takes several hours and not minutes to do that. And so it means that Arochukwu as a community or as a kingdom is very far off from that of Ikwerre. And so how are they related if they are not neighbors, if they are not close to each other? How can we define and explain the relationship between the Arochukwu people and the people of Ikwerre land? Quite commonly, so many people who call themselves Arochukwu people as joined by other people who call themselves the brother Igbo people, say that many parts of Ikwerre land, many parts of Ikwerre land, if not the entire Ikwerre land, are founded or is founded by an Arochukwu person. There are claims by some Arochukwu people quite commonly, and although very recent too, that So many areas in Ikwerre land are founded by an Arochukwu person or Arochukwu people, or that the entire Ikwerre land is being founded by an Arochukwu person. And when a claim of this kind is floated out, so many Arochukwu people clap their hands and they are happy. And the broader Igbo community also, the people there clap their hands. This is a very good history. But when someone from Ikwerre land, like myself, counters such kind of history, they become angry. They call you all kinds of bad names. What they expect is whatever they say, let there be no refuter, let there be no counter, so that you can answer a good person. In some of my other episodes, earlier than this, I have talked about the people of Arochukwu. In some cases, I have exalted them as a big people in the world. And the indigenes there are happy. But in this one, I want to discuss the other side of Arochukwu. Since Arochukwu people say that they founded my community, Ishopo Ancient Kingdom, and that Arochukwu people founded the whole of Ikwerre land too. As an Ikwerre image maker and spokesperson, especially in the area of history, I have to respond. And I will respond with facts. I will buttress this discussion so that you can know the other side of Arochukwu. And you also know how Arochukwu people are related to the people of Ikwerre land. Arochukwu people say that they founded the Shopomai community. They founded the entire Ikwerre people. And Igbo people generally are happy with that. Arochukwu people particularly are happy with that. They say, yes, that's a fine history. It is important to justify such a claim with veritable counters. And we bring in facts that will be germane in assisting to treat this issue. We don't talk off points, talk on point. And that is the class that I am. I always boast that I am the best historian from Ikwerre land and from Igbo land. You think I'm playing? I know every good and bad side of every group in Igbo land, and also the people of Ikwerre land too. Anyone I want to discuss, I discuss. If I'm triggered to discuss any aspect of history that I know, I do that. All I do is not for hate, but for enlightenment, for education, so that you learn what you do not know. In this field, I am the best, especially in native history. The lawyers do their job. The clergy, they do their job. Professionals in many fields of life do their jobs too. And I don't know their jobs more than them. I learn from them. In this area, I teach, and you must learn from me. Arochukwu people are not neighbors to Ikwerre people. They are very distant, very far off from Ikwerre people. So how are they related? To the extent that an Aro person now founded some parts of Ikwerre land or the entire Ikwerre community. In the year 1975, a prominent Ikwerre chief, in the person of the late Chief John Amabebe Nsirim from Ishopo Ancient Kingdom, told the world that Ishopo, my community, and the rest of Ikwerre land are founded by an Arochukwu warrior called Oowagile. He even went further to define the rules that he passed from Arochukwu down to Ikwerre to found Ikwerre land. Many Igbo people jubilated when that pamphlet of a book came out. Like Ikwerre people, they resisted that version, castigated the man himself, and distanced him, ostracized him from many Ikwerre important discussions, traditionally and politically. He never appeared in public to represent Ikwerre people in anything, and never contributed anything until he died. That was the punishment they gave to him. And since that time, many Arochukwu people, many Igbo people have continued to hinge on that submission by the late Chief John Amabebe Nsirim, that Ishopo people and so many other areas in Ikwerre land and the entire Ikwerre community are founded by the Arochukwu person called Oowagile. Whether that submission has merit or not is what I am going to highlight here. It is my job for anything that is confusing to make it straight, historically, evidentially too, and make out dearly. Whatever that I am going to say here is not driven by hate or bias or wrong sentiment, no. But I want to approach it scholarly, especially from an angle that you have never known before, you have never heard before. And that is why I am the best to come from Ikwerre land, to come from Igbo land. Arochukwu people say that Ikwerre people and so many other areas in River State were part of the Aro Confederacy. And you ask them, the book that defines Confederacy of the Arochukwu people, initially as documented, does it include Ikwerre people, Opobo people, Bone people, Eche people, Oba people, Ebeye people, and so many other areas? And the answer is no. In the Aro Confederacy, from the year 1901-1902, when it was formed, only about 5 communities made up that confederacy. I think the Sioux people, Omochonwa people, the Aban people, the Arochukwu itself, and one other group, They never mention any extension from that place down to this area. And what that means, if we are to agree that Ikwerre people were part of that confederacy, is that from the neighbors of Arochukwu down to this area, we are all part of that confederacy too. Because technically, you cannot jump other areas and only come to Ikwerre and Rivers State to make part of that confederacy. Every whole of them must be encompassed from their neighbors down to this area. And how technically, plausibly, logically true, and reasonable this is what I leave to you people to judge. Number two, Arochukwu people say that they founded this area. When the man came to this area, the founder from Arochukwu, how did he move? He trekked down from Arochukwu, bypassed so many communities, landed in Ikwerre land to clear Ikwerre land and found it. Some people say, if Ikwerre came from Benin, how did he come? Okay. How did the Arochukwu person who founded Ikwerre never stopped anywhere? He started coming from Arochukwu, bypassed Omwahia, Nhwa, all those areas in Bisen, passed Eche, and landed in Ishopo and Ikwerre to found Ikwerre as a great warrior that he was. How plausible that? Number three again. If Arochukwu person founded Ikwerre or founded Ishopo, my own kingdom that I come from, how then that his children are now distanced from many Ishopo and Ikwerre traditional and political affairs by the people who call themselves the indigenous now? A man who founded a place, how did he relinquish his position to the extent that his own children distance him, understand him and his people as strangers, keep them at a distance? In fact, in some cases, ban them from participating in core Ikwerre traditional affairs. And Mekau, these questions beckon for answers, and you must answer them. The man who came all the way from Arochukwu down to this place, arrived, founded a kingdom, now bore children. Why now his own children that Ikwerre people recognize, these are Arochukwu people, are now kept at bay, kept in isolation from the rest of Ikwerre people? Who are the people now fighting him and his people? Alexbritish. Oh, if you encounter me, you will enjoy me. When I call for debate, people will be running away. From the year 2010, I have called for debate. Come, let us discuss. People are running away. Come and encounter the great British. You came all the way from Arochukwu. Yes, we agree. You founded the land or founded so many areas. And now, some people or the people who call themselves the original owners are now keeping you in isolation in their areas where they don't allow you to participate in their core traditional festivals. and become part of their political structure. Why? What happened? Who are the people fighting the original Arochukwu and his children who founded Ikwerre? Who are the people now? The people who call themselves now natives fighting Arochukwu people. Who are they? Where did they come from? Because I know that if they are truly, actually the children of an Aro person, they will not see Arochukwu people as strangers in their areas. Logically, sensibly, rationally, let us examine this issue. And critically too. In my community, Ishopo, or kingdom, the people who are called Arochukwu there don't participate in what the people do. They are not allowed. They don't do what Ishopo people do traditionally. They are not allowed. A place that an Arochukwu person founded, the people in that area are now saying, please, you can't be part of us. You are strangers. What happened? In my place, Ishopo and the rest of Ikwerre land, our core festivals, Arochukwu people don't become part of them. They don't organize wrestling festivals in Ikwerre. They don't shoot cannons in Ikwerre. In Ishopo, Arochukwu people don't shoot cannons. They are not part of the age grade system in Ishopo. They are not part of the traditional government, Council of Chiefs of Ishopo Kingdom. They are not part. They are not part of the political structure in Ishopo. And you say that an Arochukwu founded Ishopo. And the people who call themselves Ishopo people are distancing their brothers and sisters. Say, no, go, you can't be part of what we do. Just like that. And it is so in the rest of Ikwerre land. In the year 1973, as the war ended, the entire Ikwerre community agreed to chase the Arochukwu people away from Ikwerre land. Have you not heard of that before? Make inquiries. Make inquiries. In the year 1973, as the war ended, 1970, Obako Ikwerre and the entire Ikwerre traditional leadership convened and agreed to chase the Arochukwu people away from Ishopo and from Ikwerre land. And they chased so many of them away. They destroyed their houses. They chased them away. Many of them ran away. The people that you founded, your own children are now attacking you. How? I can't understand. You founded Ishopo. You founded Ikwerre land, Aro person. And now the people who call themselves Ikwerre people are chasing you away. They chase them away in Joba. They chase them away in Obogoro. They chase them away in Alo. They chase them away in Rumokose. They chase them away in Rumokuta. They chase them away in Rokoku. They chase them away in so many areas. In Ishopo, they were chasing them here and there until there was an intervention. In Iguta, where they live, see where they live now. The people who founded Iguta, a kingdom, a community founded by an Aro person. See where they live. See how they live too. We Ikwerre people see Arochukwu people as our brothers and as our sisters who came to sojourn among us. And you say it is a lie that Arochukwu people founded the Ikwerre land. But how do they live in the Ikwerre land? Let me tell you, Arochukwu people came in the 1860s. As they came to Ikwerre, they also went to other places too. Not only in Ikwerre land. Arochukwu people are in Umuahia, are in Ngwa, are in many parts of Ebonyi, are in Anambra, are in Imo State, Obidiagwa, Owerri, Umudim, Ata. There are so many there. They are in everywhere, not only in Ikwerre land. And what the people of Arochukwu have not told the world is what caused the dispersal of Arochukwu people from Arochukwu land to other areas, to the extent that they underwent harsh conditions in the area that they went to settle. What really brought about the dispersal? Was there an epidemic that struck that land? Or was it because of the war between the British and the Aro? Or what really happened? Why Arochukwu abandoned or deserted their homeland to quarter in several places? Aro historians shy away from saying that. And let me tell you why I am an investigative historian. Arochukwu people are found in several places. When the white people discovered that Arochukwu people had criminal qualities at that time, they leveraged on that, harped on that, and began to send Arochukwu people to other places to go and raid villages and communities and capture slaves for them. That was what happened. There is no reason why only the Arochukwu people in the whole of Igbo land are the people that you can find in every community within Igbo, aside Igbo. This reason that I have given to you was what happened. The white people asked so many of them to go to nearby and distant places to go and raid communities for them, help them capture people as slaves. Some people say Arochukwu people were famous for trading. They traded on what? There is no book written by Arochukwu people themselves or white people's reports where they stated that Arochukwu people were famous in buying and selling. No, they are not good traders. They're not good traders. As we have the Louis Ojukwu of Anambra, a powerful trader, we didn't have that in Arochukwu. And there is no history book too where it is mentioned that one particular Arochukwu person was prominent in that infamous trade, the human slave trade. Mention the name of the Arochukwu person, as we have the Ama people of Bonny, the Nana Olomo of Ishekli. Mention an Arochukwu person very, very big in that trade. Not what you concoct from an intelligent report by the white people who initiated the trade. There is nothing fantastic about the Arochukwu people and their history. We will not hear something in Ikwerre. Arochukwu founded Ikwerre. Arochukwu founded many parts of Ikwerre. Okay, you founded a place, and the people that you founded, your own children that you betted, are chasing you away, treating you as strangers, isolating you from many important political and traditional affairs, and you call yourself an Arochukwu person as a person who owns Ikwerre land. Here, use it. Use it. Many people don't know the other side of Arochukwu. What is fantastic about Arochukwu? What is fascinating? You only see and read about the Aro Confederacy. Of what economic value is that? That a group of people agreed, let us come together and stay together. Not even from the same origin. Let us just come together. What is fantastic about it? That will not hear something, Arochukwu. Nothing. Go to the market today. Ask if you can find products, foods, commodities that come from Arochukwu to our markets. Say this yam or these yams are from Arochukwu. Cocoa yams, fish, meat, we find them in the market, they are from Arochukwu. They don't have land now. They don't have land, they don't farm, they don't trade too. Arochukwu people owe the rest of Igbo land and other areas what we call restitution. Arochukwu people owe Igbo people restitution. Why? That you are infamous in burning down the houses of your brothers and sisters, capturing them and handing them over to the white people to carry and go as slaves. Is what makes you prominent in Igbo land. I want to ask the people of Arochukwu. Every time we not hear about Arochukwu, I want to know that you burn down houses of your people, your ancestors, your grandfathers, mothers, brothers and sisters. You captured them, no pity, no sympathy. You took them and handed them over to the white people. Let them carry and go. Their journeys were marked with horrendous, horrid, and harsh conditions. Your own people. Today you are bragging, Arochukwu. What is fantastic about it? That you use the long juju shrine that you capture from Ibibio people to play 419. That is what is good history about the Arochukwu people. Your own brothers and sisters, when they come to the long juju, you trick them that Chukwu had killed them because they were guilty of the offenses they committed, allegedly. You now slaughter animals, pour the blood on the water. At the other end, their owners, their people will say Chukwu had eaten them. When at the backyard, you cuff them and give them to the white people to carry and go as slaves. Is that not criminality of the highest level? Arochukwu, I want to ask you people. We will not hear something. Arochukwu. You owe the people of Igbo land and other areas restitution. So what are you supposed to do? You buy 100 cows with food and drinks. Choose any place that Igbo people call their headquarters. Go there and tell Igbo people sorry first. Go and tell them sorry for the crimes you committed against them. Very heinous ones indeed. Your own people, no sympathy. You captured them and handed over to the white people to take. Wherever those people are and their generations, they yearn to come back home. No way. Because of the actions of the people of Arochukwu. And the people should be happy that you have a fantastic history. No. That Arochukwu people came to Ikwerre land and began to plot on how to dominate Ikwerre in the year 1943. They gathered in Igruta and began to form a network to control the whole of Ikwerre people. Ikwerre people smartly dismantled that network, fought them, and they withdrew. A people that hosted you, gave you hospitality, you now began to plot on how to take over their governance, how to control their destinies. Is that not greed? Is that not greed? As it happened in Ikwerre land, so it happened in other areas of Igbo land. In the year 1943, in Anambra State, there was a crisis between the Arochukwu people and the people of Nteje and those areas, where Arochukwu wanted to take over the traditional government of that area. In Omudim, near Ata, Imo State, in 1951, there was a crisis between the people of that area and the Arochukwu people. In 1967, there was a crisis between Arochukwu people and the people of OBD in Imo State. In the year 1957, Chief Kamalu of Arochukwu wanted to overthrow Chief Njamanse of Owerri and take over. They formed an Arochukwu network to dominate the whole people in the eastern region and the Niger area. People don't know this history. They formed a strong network because they quarter in so many areas. At that time, they can pull up soldiers from different areas to fight a particular place. That was what they actually wanted. If not that the war came about, and later the creation of states, Arochukwu people would have dominated everywhere in Igbo land. In fact, in the year of 1944-45, Arochukwu people were, boasting in Owerri that the Aro kingdom is the Igbo kingdom, that they own the Igbo kingdom. Arochukwu, I am not talking about Igbo here. When Ikwerre people were chasing the Arochukwu people away in the year 1973, they were not chasing and did not chase other Igbo people. No Igbo group was a threat, apart from some of the callous attitudes of the politicians and some other people. But the major threat came from the Arochukwu people, who wanted to dominate the whole of Ikwerre, who wanted to dominate the whole of Igbo land. Somebody out there will say, it is a lie. It is a lie. Okay. I have raised questions for you to go and find answers to. I have also given you assignments to go and look into. If not that the war came, our people would have been leading or ruling Owerri people. In Anambra, they would have been competing there. In Ikwerre land, they would have taken over because they were everywhere. They were in every community. Omagba chased them away. Alo chased them away. Every other group chased them away. Because a state was created and Ikwerre people were taken away from that Igbo area. That was why we had a power. Many of the people today who are in Igbo land can't chase the arrows away because they are all, in one group as a region, and they see themselves as one people. So any kind of abrasion that comes from the Aro people, they swallow it, they tolerate it. But in Ikwerre, because fortunately for us, a state has been created, and we are now part of the state. So we had a mouth, we had the audacity, we had the effrontery to challenge the almighty Aro, the people who came from a distant place and hosted by their host communities, giving all kinds of hospitalities, now turn to become the master. That is Arochukwu for you. You don't know these versions of histories. You don't know these aspects of history. This has happened. All the people today you see in Ikwerre land who are saying Ikwerre is Igbo, Ikwerre is Igbo, Ikwerre is Igbo, who call themselves Ikwerre people, are not Umuahia people. They are not Ngwa people. They are not from the Mbano stock or any other Igbo, but particularly from the Arochukwu people who lived here with Ikwerre people. And we go here. Ngwa person, Umuahia person, Onitsha person, Imo State person, Enugu person is not interested in annexing another area. No. Forget about they say Igbo, 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 Igbo. Those people who call themselves the Igbo there, investigate, they are of the Aro origin. Those people that you see, you hear on Facebook, on social media, Ikwerre is Igbo, Ikwerre is Igbo, Ikwerre is Igbo, writing about, find out their backgrounds. They are from the Aro extraction, from the Aro stock in Ikwerre land, outside the Ikwerre land. What does an Mbano person need to Port Harcourt for now, or Rivers State for? What does an Anambra person? Very, very viable, economically, strong. What does person need Ikwerre people for? Umuahia person. Does that person need Ikwerre for? Arochukwu people here. They are the people you hear. Ikwerre is Igbo. Ikwerre is our land. We founded Ikwerre. So they said in other parts of Igbo land, in the 1940s, in the 1950s, state creation really helped a lot. Some people see it as a way of balkanizing the people. No, it tamed the extreme desires that are negative of a particular people or some people. It helped. Arochukwu would have conquered the whole of Igbo land, would have controlled the whole of Igbo land by now. But for the creation of states in Nigeria, they receded. They are now helpless. So what they are now doing is to see if they can use some fronts to push themselves back to position. It is late. Arochukwu people should first go and beg their brothers and sisters for forgiveness, for burning down their houses, carrying their people, handing over to the white people to carry and go, for using their shrine to play 419. No. Nothing is fantastic about that place now. No. Huh? Have you heard about the history of Arochukwu people? Take time and listen. Investigate the history of Arochukwu. Arochukwu people are not Igbo people. I have said it severally from the year 2010 to this day. Arochukwu people are not Igbo people. Arochukwu said that they are children of Arodim. Arodim is their papa, their founder, and he hailed from Israel. That's their story. That's their history. They say that Arode came with Igbo from Israel. Two brothers came. Arode cannot be Igbo now. Igbo cannot be Arode. Two brothers came and founded Igbo land. The other one founded Arochukwu. So they are clashing. From the year 1940, there was a strong clash. Arochukwu wanted to take over Igbo. The people who call themselves Igbo say, no, we cannot allow you do that. They had a strong network. You don't understand what I'm saying. You might not understand. There was a strong network because they were everywhere. They can pull the resources. They can bring in the food soldiers to do their biddings. But for state creation, all these things ended. All these ulterior desires, ambitions ended. That was what happened. Ikwerre people do not have problem with Mbano people. They never offended us now. The person never offended the person. Onitsha never offended person. Oguta never offended person. Ikwerre people never had any problem with the Igbo. But because Arochukwu now say they are Igbo, when we attack Arochukwu or talk about Arochukwu, other people say they are Igbo. They see them as Igbo people because they now belong in one block. That's just a matter. I don't offend anybody. But those Igbo people who say they are Igbo don't understand. Arochukwu should tell the world their origin. If they came from Israel, what language and culture did they come? If a Ikwerre person says, I'm from Benin, say, what language did they come with? What name? Okay, Arode came from Israel, agreed. With which language and culture? Since Arode is not Igbo, where did Arochukwu come from? If you ask an Arochukwu person this question, the person will run away. I have asked hundreds of Arochukwu people, tell us your history in Igbo land. If you're not Igbo, tell us. You are Igbo, tell us. Where did you come from? Who are your relations? Because if you tell an Arochukwu person that his or her ancestor came from Ngri, he or she will say, no. We are okay, Igbo. Okay, you don't want to be under anybody. You want people to be under you. The almighty arrow. What is famous about the arrow? Jiggery, pokery, criminality, raiding of communities, burning down houses of brothers and sisters, playing 419 with the long juju. That's the history of the arrow. Nothing more than that. More than that now. You founded a place and your children that you get back to are now distancing you from them, chasing you away from their land, allow you to quarter in some areas as settlements, harbor. I don't know how this makes sense. So, Arochukwu today are great people. Ask them who betted, who get back to so many of those prominent people outside the Arochukwu community. Those big Arochukwu, you hear, this is a person. It's from Arochukwu in Anambra. The Mbadi ways from Aro, so person from Aro, so person from Aro, so person from Aro, who get back to those people. Since they came in droves and they came and met people, they came in pitiable conditions, not convenient conditions. So who gave back to them? In Ikwerre here, Ikwerre people gave back to so many of their prominent children. Ikwerre people gave back to so many of their prominent children. And so in other areas, why can't you first go back home? Settle, the matter that made you people to desert your environment before you begin to talk about other people that you want to conquer and control. This is not an Igbo affair now. This is particularly about Arochukwu. As an Ikwerre historian, I just can't sit by now and watch you, envelope my people as your people that you procreated and do nothing. It is my job to respond, and to respond with facts as I have given them out here. If you want to counter, make it public like this too, and counter. You can mention me. Mention Ikwerre people. Answer the questions that are posed here. Don't avoid anyone. You are a PhD holder. You are a professor. I don't care. I don't learn anything from anybody. I don't learn something from anybody. That is why I'm created. When I get into a particular field, I will do well. I don't care. Arochukwu people wanted to control the whole of Ikwerre land, wanted to control the whole of Igbo land using their network. It was very strong. The Aro network was very strong. 1930, 1940 up to 1950s, even to the early 1960s. If not that people like Nnamdi with them, Arochukwu, all of them now, Arochukwu came from different areas because of how Nigeria, was now formulated as an independent state. We are now, as a representative government, people can now come from different areas. Arochukwu would have taken every position, in Igbo land. That was the ambition. This is the story of Ikwerre people in connection with Arochukwu people. This is how Ikwerre people are related to the people of Arochukwu. They are not Ikwerre people. They live far off. There's a place called Arochukwu today in Abia State, very far from Ikwerre. And it could not have been possible for somebody to travel, those miles, come to this area, bypass communities, come to Ikwerre to found Ikwerre land. You never met anybody. You get back to children there. And today, the children say that you are not part of them. They don't want to see your children, your people. That means when you came, you met a people on ground. And the people on ground are the people that are fighting you, distancing you, telling you that you are not part of them. And those people have a history. And their history, as they unanimously say, is that they came from the ancient Benin Kingdom. Anumekao dearly. Alexbritish. I enjoy history because I learn it a lot. And when I learn, I apply sense. I dig into it very, very well. Then conclude. I know the beginning and the ending of so many topics. So I can discuss the beginning I can also discuss the ending. You cannot, because it is not your field. It is not enough to read history in school. What you are reading are crafted mostly based on sentiment, based on bias, based on egoistic, character. When you get into the field, you now contrast ideas, contrast perceptions and notions, and you come up with the one that is the most superior of them all. You cannot come and bring in a fake history to me and accept it. No. I have destroyed so many fake histories. For example, one prominent Nigerian politician told the world that during the Nigerian Biafra War, that Igbo people were manufacturing aeroplanes and tanks to fight Nigeria. A notable politician, because he and his principal wanted Igbo support. I looked at that story. I phoned the man. Sir, can you tell the people of the world the area or areas in Biafra where the engineers, the Biafran government, the Biafran people were manufacturing aeroplanes and armored tankers, when the Nigerian federal troops, in conjunction with the saboteurs from that area and other areas, were monitoring the activities of Biafran people, chasing them from one place to the other. The man blocked me to today. He ran away. He ran away. No answer. Another person said again that the Ikwerre's, I've forgotten that's his name. That was an Igbo person sold into slavery. And later he became a big person. Well, I asked, how can a man that died at the age that he died write his memoirs, his biography, and was not able to mention his particular community, was not able to mention his original names, the names of his father, mother, brothers, uncles, relations, his community? He never mentioned anyone. Just that you saw a bow and you say he is from Igbo, Ikwerre, that is from Igbo. He ran away. I told the person, explain. A man that reached that level was not able to mention in that book. Look at my original name, they called me. Since you can mention other areas, you can as well mention his name, his community, his brothers. Let us see if the names can match with his identity. The person ran away. Other person said again that the Ekumeku War was fought for more than 30 years. A tiny Igbo community fought the almighty British for more than 30 years. I looked at that story and I told him, fallacy. If the almighty Benin fought the British and not even up to 2 years, they were demolished. The Arochukwu, not even up to full 1 year, they were demolished. Then a small community, tiny, called the Ekumeku, fought the British for 31 or 32 years, undefeated, or before they were defeated. The Europeans said there was no war. There was no war. They didn't see any war. People were coming from the bush, stone something, run away. The people were looking for them. Who stole this thing? They were run away. And you call it a war. A war. Did they come face to face to fight? You see? So it is with this Aro issue, where Arochukwu founded Ikwerre land. And I'm asking, you founded a place, so you get back to the children there, they are all your children. And today, they are rebelling against you to the extent that they were chasing you away to go from their place. You have to explain what happened. We are here. We want to know. Don't tell any story that you cannot defend. Don't tell any story at all of the past that you cannot defend. Most of the stories today that are told about our African people, especially coming from the African historians, the academics, are sentimental, are stories to really heal their wounds. You tell a story that Igbo owned Bonny, and you heard that Igbo people, when they sold into slavery there, nobody there. They just took them there. So they went and established Bonny's terminus. Igbo people went from here, went to Bonny, established that place as a terminus for slave trading. They created that place, not even the white people. They went there, they saw nobody. Since it is not an Ejo land, Igbo people land, Ama people, it's an Igbo name. Then Ezechime, you say Ezechime is not Bini, but he called his son Ozele. And what Ozele means in Igbo, he cannot explain. A man who came from Bini, when naming his own son, named his son not the name of his own people. Why? Anmeka dearly. My name is Dr. Alexbritish Tasie. I am an Ikwerre image maker, Ikwerre defender. What I'm explaining is history, it's not hate. If you say something that is wrong, I'll correct it. As people from that area talk about us, I will also talk about them. So we compare. Nobody's fighting anybody. These things are stories of the past. And stories of the past are supposed to be mild. You don't carry any grouse. It is history. As we are discussing it, we also ponder about them. The issues. As we discuss here, so it is in the Western world, though, because there are still books about the history of Egypt. People still go there to study how the Egyptians treated the Jewish people, how they revolted and all that. It's worldwide something. It's a worldwide something. So it is history. And I want to say God bless all of you for having time to watch and look at my episodes. And may God Almighty, who created the heaven and earth, continue to grant you bountiful, boundless, limitless opportunities in life. Ameka, Chineke Goziano. Amen.